Good evening. This is news. I'm your host for tonight, Catboy Kunhua. In the news. A massive eruption from the Kilauea volcanoes threatening the Hawaiian island of Pahoa. That's known as the Big Island. As we see in this footage, this dramatic footage of lava swallowing a rental car. Fortunately for the person renting the car, they took the extra insurance option for damage. But filling out the incident report was incredibly awkward as the customer had to explain the car was now completely encased in igneous rock. Anti-vaxxer protesters today released a statement claiming that vaccinated children are 10 times more likely to die from heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's. Of course, they left out the part that's because they're 10 times more likely to grow old. The American Psychiatric Institute has become recently aware of a new kind of obsessive-compulsive disorder among computer users. They are obsessively pressing their F1 keys all the time. The psychiatrists believe these people need help. During the past month in Cook County, Georgia, 2 Canadians were pulled over for speeding and were arrested for allegedly having an invalid driver's license because the arresting officer failed to recognize that an Ontario license is valid in the state of Georgia. On each separate incident, both Canadians were handcuffed and put in jail for 2 days. Each of them had to pay an $800 bond to get out of jail, and they also had to pay another $200 to get their car out of the impound yard. In one case, the impound yard was owned and run by the same sheriff who arrested the Canadian. One of the incidents went viral as the arrested Canadian, Emily Neal, 27, managed to film herself on her phone after she was arrested and put in the back of a police car to be taken to jail. Emily was informed she would have to remain in jail until June 12th unless she could post a bail of $800 bond, something the sheriff denied in later statements. Cook County are in damage control over these incidents, claiming Georgia is open for business to Canadians, but at the same time claim their officers were only following accepted operating procedures. Apparently being open for business to Canadians means collecting over $1,000 in bonds and fines while we're trying to drive through your state. But all criticism aside, I would like to give kudos to Cook County officials and Georgia's law enforcement for being forward-thinking enough to obviously employ the mentally disabled. Oh, this just in. Donald Trump has pulled out of Iran deal. Man, these porn stars really have weird names these days. One of Donald Trump's biggest criticisms towards the Iran deal was restrictions on uranium-purifying centrifuges. Those restrictions expire in 10 years. And he felt the best way to deal with the problem is to kill the deal and let it expire right now. There's more trouble for Donald Trump's newest lawyer, Rudolph Giuliani, and he's had some rather disastrous interviews on television the past week. Donald Trump is now questioning whether Giuliani should be sidelined from TV for a while, which honestly would have been an excellent idea about a week ago. What is strange is that in the past, Donald Trump passed over Giuliani for the position of Attorney General because Trump said he was not as sharp as he used to be. But apparently, Trump finds him fit enough to be President's personal lawyer. That's like saying Grandpa's not fit to drive a car, but so you give him the keys to a Harley. Trump's actual lawyers have been getting him ready for an interview with Robert Mueller, and they are not having an easy time of it. In a 4-hour practice section that took place this weekend, thanks to frequent interruptions and Mr. Trump's loquaciousness, they were only able to get in 2 questions over the course of 4 hours. I think it's pretty obvious Trump's strategy when being questioned from the start is for everyone to die of old age before they can get to anything incriminating. And that's the way you wish it wasn't. I'm Catboy Kunhua.
Yay.